students, hope you are doing good at home. As we all are discussing the topic of human health and diseases, and we are discussing the diseases. Earlier we have discussed so many diseases, yes, and out of that today we are going to discuss another disease, and the name of disease is amoebiasis. Now when we are discussing about the amoebiasis disease, you can see that it has been caused by the protozoa we call as the Entamoeba histolytica. Yes, the name of protozoa is Entamoeba histolytica. It is a type of enteric protozoa. It means it is going, these protozoa, such protozoa is present inside our body. As we are discussing about the amoebiasis disease, it is having the worldwide distribution. Yes, as it is having the worldwide distribution, it is the human population is worldwide distribution. It is occurring in 10% of the human population, and when it comes to the India, you can observe that around 15% of the human population is suffering from this disease. Now, as we have discussed about the amoebiasis, that which is being caused by the protozoa, we will move toward the next point of this disease, signs and symptoms. What are the signs and symptoms of this particular disease? Yes, first of all, you can see that amoebiasis is a type of dysentery, which we call as the amoebic dysentery. Amoebic dysentery, flatulence, stool with blood, stool with mucus. So these are the signs and symptoms, yes, during a very common phase or the non-invasive infection, which we are going to study in the further part. Yes, so it is going to be in the non-invasive phase or non-invasive infection. During this time, you can observe these are the signs and symptoms. And during the severe condition, you can observe the formation of abscess. The formation of abscess are the organs of the body are lungs, liver and brain. In the severe cases, you can observe that these organs are affected by the abscess or the formation of abscess. Now, the next point is going to be the mode of transmission. The mode of transmission of these diseases is fecal oral route. It means that the properly washed hands are not washed after using toilets. Also, you can see if the person is having the contaminated food or as well as the water. So unhygienic, yes, during an unhygienic environment or unhygienic, not proper sanitation has been there, contaminated food and water. So during these type of environment, you can see that the person can suffer from the disease we call as the amoebiasis. Now, when we are discussing about the amoebiasis, it is having the two forms. Yes, when we are discussing about the amoebiasis, or you can call as the protozoa, we can call as Entamoeba. Yes, we call as the protozoa Entamoeba histolytica. And this Entamoeba histolytica is having the two forms. The one form is being called as the cyst form, and the other one is being called as the trophozoite form. And definitely in this part we are going to discuss both the forms of the Entamoeba histolytica. Now, when we are discussing about the cyst form, it is going to be in the spherical shape. Yes, it is an infectious form. It is having the spherical shape. It is an infectious form with the refractile wall. Whereas when we are discussing about the trophozoite form, now this is having the shape of amoebic. Definitely it is having an irregular shape, and it is having around the diameter that is 15 to 30 micrometer. So these are the two forms by which the Entamoeba histolytica can occur. So basically when we are discussing, so first of all we are going to discuss about the cyst form, and in a further part definitely we'll come to know about the trophozoite form as well. Now, when we are discussing about the disease, yes, as we are discussing about mode of transmission, it means automatically our focus is towards what? Towards the life cycle of the Entamoeba. Yes, Entamoeba histolytica. Yes, we are discussing the life cycle of the Entamoeba histolytica. So what happens during the life cycle of Entamoeba histolytica? Here you can see that the amoebiasis disease is been actually having the two forms, or it can be divided into the two infections or the two forms, not two infections. It has been divided into two parts. Either you can see either the person can suffer from the non-invasive infection, or either the person can suffer from the invasive infection. Yes, and we are going to discuss both the forms and during the life cycle. Yes, as when we are discussing about the non-invasive infection, it is not the severe one. It means what? Definitely a person can easily cure and it is going to be not a severe one. Whereas when we are discussing about an invasive infection, automatically it becomes a very severe infection. So, the non-invasive infection is occurring among 90% of the human population, whereas the invasive infection is going to occur only to the 10% of the human population. So, first of all, we are going to observe that how the disease is being spread. First of all, you can see I have already drawn the diagram related to the gastrointestinal tract, because the main focus of these life cycle of Entamoeba histolytica is the gastrointestinal tract. So, first of all, you can see that if the human being or the person is having the contaminated food, yes, the contaminated food or water which contain an infectious form, which we call as the cyst form. Yes, earlier we have discussed that the cyst is what? It is an infectious form. Now, if the human being is having the contaminated food or water, yes, which contains the cyst form, automatically it is going to mount through esophagus and it is going to enter into the stomach. Through stomach, you can observe it is going to enter into the small intestine. It is going to enter into the small intestine. So, what happened in the small intestine? At that particular time, the single cyst form is going to divide into an 8 trophocyte. Yes, the single cyst is going to form into the 8 trophocyte and which is being called as excistation. Yes, students, it is being called as excistation. Now, during excistation, you must have understood the another form of the amoebiasis, that was the trophocyte form. It means a cyst which is going to be divided into, each cyst is going to be divided into 8 trophocyte form. Yes, which occur in the small intestine, and this formation is being called as excistation. Now, through the small intestine, automatically these trophocytes, they are going to enter into the large intestine. Now, in what happened in the non-invasive infection, when these trophocytes, when they enter into the large intestine, they occurs what? They occurs the encystation. What do you mean by encystation? Here I have already drawn the colonic epithelium. Here you can see that the epithelium layer, and you can see the formation of the outer layer which is having the mucus. Yes, here the formation of, I have drawn the diagram of, I have drawn the cyst. What happens here? The cyst, they are going to go through the binary fission. As they are going to go through the binary fission, automatically they are going to present on the outer layer of this epithelium tissue. As soon as they are going to show the binary fission, they are going to form the layer on the, they are going to form the formation of mucus on the epithelial tissue. As soon as they are going to form an encystation. It means they are only going to present on the outer layer, and which is being called as encystation. Students, listen carefully that they are going to present or they are going to form the mucus on the outer layer. As they are going to form the mucus on the outer layer, they are going to be present on the large intestine. Soon they come out with soon they are going to come out through stool. Here, during the signs and symptoms, we have already discussed that the stool with mucus, stool with blood is common, and you can see that these cysts, when they come out through stool, you can observe that during examination, you can see the formation of the presence of mucus or either presence of blood in the stool. So, when the non-invasive infection is being concerned, you can observe that cyst form is going to come out with the blood stool. Cyst is going to come out with the stool. Automatically, these trophocytes or these cysts, they are going to infect the other human being through contamination. Or as the stool contains the cyst, automatically through contamination, it can affect or it can infect another human being as well. Now, when it comes to an invasive infection, what happened in the invasive infection? Again, I have drawn. You can see that this form of the part, yes, where the cysts have been divided into 8 trophocytes. Where the cysts have been divided into 8 trophocytes which have been present in the large intestine. Automatically, when these cysts, they invade inside the colonization. Yes, parts of the organs. Also, they can invade the other organs as well. Here you can see when they invade inside the colonic epithelium, they come in contact with the blood and they enter in the neutrophils. Automatically, when they invade inside the neutrophil, these cysts are definitely going to invade in the other parts of their body. Easily, they can infect the other part of the body. In severe cases, when they affect the lungs part, yes, they infect the liver part, and lastly, they can infect the brain part as well. So, in severe cases, when they invade the other parts like liver, yes, lungs as well as the brain, you can observe that they form the abscess over here. In the severe cases, and that is why it has been called as the invasive phase, right, students? So, automatically it is very easy to understand the life cycle of Entamoeba histolytica, which was been divided into two forms. The non-invasive infection and an invasive infection. The non-invasive infection which comes out, the cyst comes out with stool, whereas when an invasive infection which forms the abscess in the other organs of the body, and which in severe cases it can cause the death. Yes. So all over we have discussed about the life cycle of the Entamoeba histolytica. Now we have to discuss about the diagnosis and treatment. During diagnosis, the examination has been done of the stool, where the microscopic examination is been done of the stool, where you can observe the stool sample is going to contain the amoeba. Yes, stool with mucus, stool with blood. Automatically, a microscopic examination is needed. So here you can see that for the treatment, the metronidazole as well as the tinidazole, these are the medicines which are being taken. Yes, for the treatment of such type of disease. I believe you must have understood the disease Amoebiasis. We have discussed about the protozoa Entamoeba histolytica. We have discussed the two forms of Entamoeba histolytica, cyst form and a trophozoite form. We have also discussed about the mode of transmission, that was the life cycle, where we have seen the cyst which enter the small intestine. Yes, the main part is going to be the large intestine, where it is going to form the encystation, which comes out through stool during the non-invasive infection, and which remains or which invade the other parts of the body, which is going to be called as the invasive infection, and all over it is going to infect the whole body. Sorry, not the whole body, it is going to infect the particular organ of the body. Automatically, in severe case, a person can die. Also, we have discussed about the diagnosis, which was the examination of the stool through microscopic examination, whereas we have discussed about the treatment. Yes, the medicine which have been required to destroy the disease, destroy the amoeba. So, in this way, we have discussed about the disease we call as the amoebiasis. Yes, students, hope you all are studying at home and do take care of yourself. Thank you.